I'm not really cool enough to have any hip-hop way of beginning this review, so I'm just going to put on my hat backwards. Hip-hop. Hey, I'm wearing white Adidas. Straight Outta Compton! Straight Outta Compton is directed by F. Gary Gray, and it's the story of NWA and how they all came to be and what really happened during all that period. It stars O'Shea Jackson Jr. as Ice Cube, Corey Hawkins as Dr. Dre, Jason Mitchell as Eazy-E, and Paul Giamatti as Jerry Hiller, their original manager. Actually, Dr. Dre and Eazy-E's children, their sons, actually auditioned to play their fathers, including O'Shea Jackson Jr., who is Ice Cube's real son. Dr. Dre's son and Eazy-E didn't make the cut, but Ice Cube is the actor, so his son, I guess, just has the chops, and he looks so much like Ice Cube, and really does a fantastic job. The only beef I have with the film, the performance from some of the main stars were not consistent. There were some moments where that seemed a little green, but it did not take me away from caring about the character, okay? If someone is performing badly, that is a negative thing. If it pulls you out of the story, though, where their acting is just pulling you away from the character and you're starting to see the actor, then that's awful. But if they're performing badly, but you still care about the character, well then it doesn't matter so much. It works. It's working. Their performances work. And this movie, the music in it is awesome. It's great. The whole period of that late 80s, early 90s, when gangster rap was first starting out. My cousin, he listens to hip-hop. That's his number one kind of music. It never was for me. But whenever I got together with him, I remember years back him playing me NWA, and we would have these talks where he would tell me about the East Coast, West Coast wars and how Dr. Dre and Eazy-E and Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg and Eminem and how they're all connected, and Suge Knight and all that drama that really happened. And I found that more interesting than the music. Just the drama between these moguls that would be. It's not just people are only in gangs, but labels became gangs themselves. Also, if you're unaware of what happened during this period of time, this is a great way of shedding light on that. If you weren't interested in hip-hop to begin with, it's a real interesting way that really changed a lot of what we listen to today and what we listen to, how it sounds today. Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, all forming in this one group and then going off and producing other acts, like Dr. Dre got with Tupac, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, and produced all of them. And it's just a really good piece of history, especially for music history. And anyone who just enjoys music history and pop culture reference, yeah, you will like this movie. I remember so much of this from VH1, Behind the Music, and also in the news, what was happening, and it was really great to actually see this play out. And to see Ice Cube's actual son dealing with some of the issues that his father had to deal with. That's an amazing sight to see. Corey Hawkins as Dr. Dre, definitely a great performance. Jason Mitchell as Eazy-E, I can't imagine it getting any better, really. And Paul Giamatti, come on. Paul Giamatti is awesome in every single thing he does. He's always going to be good. I saw Paul Giamatti on The Tonight Show, and he talked about doing this film and working with these young actors, and he was saying how great they were to work with and how hungry they were with this material, that people are really invested in this period of time. This is during the whole LA riots, and that is featured in this film. And actually the NWA coming out with a song that says F the police was kind of the starter. This was during the whole Rodney King thing and the LA riots after that, when the police went cleared of all charges. The LA riots started out, and there's characters in this film that are actually driving through the riots looking at it going on. They kind of started it. The NWA coming out with F the police kind of started to put a magnifying glass on LA before the Rodney King brutal beating, that the police were really overdoing their job, that they were beating up on people, that they were arresting people who were black or Hispanic just for walking around under probable cause that they might be doing something, but they weren't always doing something wrong. And in this film, you've got the main characters trying to record in a studio. They walk outside the studio for a second, and these cops come up and make them get belly down on the concrete just for standing around. And this film is really showing a spotlight on that period of time, and it does not pull any punches on making the cops look bad during that. I mean, they went for it. And I would think that filmmakers would be a little apprehensive to go too far with making the cops look bad. The music in this film was great. The direction was great. The emotional parts were really there. You felt them. I almost teared up a few times when they fought the man. You really put your fists in the air. You got excited. You were with the characters. It's really neat towards the end. It shows where these actual people went and from all of this, and it's just fascinating. And and with Suge Knight in there and the whole thing, and you've got someone coming in who's playing Tupac. You see a guy playing Tupac, and he looks exactly like Tupac, and he's in the studio when he's young, and you see a young Snoop Dogg first meet with Dr. Dre. That was just really cool, you know? It was an excellently done film. They did it perfectly. There wasn't anything for me to say bad about it. That is why Straight Outta Compton is an A+. It's my first A+. Yes, Straight Outta Compton is an A+, because it is just a very well done film. And I was thoroughly entertained. I didn't want it to end. And when it ended, I was just satisfied. And what else can we really ask for a movie than to be satisfied? So anyway, guys, thank you so much for all the support on this channel. And if you liked this video, you can click the link below and there to get to more videos. And as always, guys, this is just my opinions. They're not set in stone, but what do I know?